What's good, y'all? Red Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get into today's video, thank you, God, for giving us another day and opportunity. And man, if it's your first time, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to join the Rich Gang family. And can we go ahead and get 50 likes on this video? Be sure to share it with your family and friends. And now, man, let's go ahead and hear what I'm going to be talking about today. When it comes down to it, as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, I'm going to be bringing y'all the top 3 new best point guard builds to use on NBA 2K22 next gen. Now, coming up first, I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all the one and only pass first point build. So of course, to get started, we have to go ahead and put this build under the point guard position. Once it comes down to what we're going to be looking like for the height, I decided to go ahead and make this build at 6'8". When it comes down to the weight, I'm going to go with 185, and then for the wingspan, what I feel like is honestly going to be best will be 6'11". Now the body shape, what I personally like, is going to be compact for this build. Now let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. Just a quick reminder, as we do go ahead and get into each and every individual stat, just be sure to follow along so that way we do make the same exact build name together. And for some reason, if you do feel like making your own adjustments, just make sure that you do it after we have made the build completely. So let's go ahead and get started with the finishing. I'm going to go with a close shot of 67. The driving layup is going to be brought up to an 82. And for the driving dunk, I'm going to put this to an 85. So that way all we need to do to get pro contact dunks is upgrade our vertical to at least a 70. Now, the standing dunk, I'm going to go with an 81. Same exact thing for the post control, and that gives us a total of 27 badges. Now, once we go ahead and get into the shooting, I'm going to go ahead and make sure the mid-range goes to an 80. Three-pointer, going to be an 82. 24 badges right here. And if you do upgrade the free throw, I'm going to go with the 78, and for my liking, that's going to be perfect to take this build into any game mode. Now the numbers for the playmaking are going to go 90, 81, and then for the speed with ball, I'm going to go maxed out, and that's going to be a 75. So the numbers are 90 for the pass accuracy, 81 for the ball handle, and a 75 speed with ball. Once we go ahead and get into the defensive end, this is where things are really going to get much more stronger for this build. So if you take a look at the perimeter defense, I'm going to go with the 76. As for the steal, 78, 83 for the block, 74 offensive rebound, and an 83 defensive for 23 total badges on the defensive end, 26 for the playmaking, 24 for the shooting, and 27 for the finishing. Now when it comes down to the physicals, I did go with an 80 speed, 76 acceleration, remember to go with at least a 70 vertical, and then I'm going to finish it off with a 90 stamina. Now this is what the build and the badges are going to be looking like. Once we go ahead and get into the takeover, however, this is what is really going to put this build over the top to make it more competitive. So we do get the slashing takeover, sharpshooting, playmaking, and then finally the one and only post scoring to make this build that much more unique. So make sure that whichever takeover you decide to go with, that you are basing this what you feel like you should be getting an upgrade towards when it comes down to the 4 areas of the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and then finally the defensive end. So for this build, I'm going to go with limitless range for the first takeover. Secondly, to make this build more unique, I would consider power backdowns or post shot daggers. Now, that's going to be the advanced post moves one, but as you can see, we're going to go and be able to make the pass first point build, and I'm liking the comparisons of LaMelo Ball, Luka, as well as Magic Johnson. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and get into the second build, so if you did stay this far into the video, just know I appreciate y'all, and you are a real one and a part of the Rich Gang family officially, so you might as well as hit that subscribe button if you are new and if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and get into the second build that we're going to be making today, and that's going to be the one and only two-way scoring machine with elite contact dunks, y'all. So of course, to make this build, again, we need to go under the point guard position, and I really wanted to go ahead and put this build at number 2 because of the versatility and what this build really comes with. So for the height of 6'2", I'm telling you, this is definitely, probably, easily one of the best, if not the best, point guard build in all of 2K on next gen, especially if you were to take this build into the rack or run it on the 3s court. You're going to be able to find that you're going to be able to get a lot of success out of this build. So go with the height of 6'2", 174 for the weight, and then finally for the wingspan, we're going to be able to still get the elite contact dunks with the wingspan being 6'9". So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the finishing. I'm going to go with a close shot of 62. As for the driving layup, I'm going to go with an 83. And then finally, for the driving dunk, basing this off of my preference, I'm going to go with a 92. That's going to bring us up to 24 badges, and that's what's going to allow us to get all of the contact dunks, as long as we do adjust our vertical to the minimum being an 80. Now right here, we do get 27 shooting badges. We're going to go with the mid-range shot of 85. 85 for the three-pointer, and a 72 free throw. Now, for the playmaking, what I like to do is make sure that I'm able to get at least silver bullet passer. So I'm going to go with a 73 pass accuracy, 89 ball handle, and a speed with ball of 92. And that's going to give us a good amount of badges as well. Now, for the defensive end, I'm going to max out my perimeter defense. Then from there, the only thing that I'm going to touch is also going to be my steal. And that's going to be an 89 as well. And as you can see, when it comes down to the playmaking end, we're able to get 29 badges and then 20 for the defensive end. As for the physicals, I'm going to go with a speed of 93, 88 acceleration, remember to go with an 80 vertical to get the elite contact dunks, and then end it off with a 90 stamina. Now remember, we have the potential to get 11 extra badges put towards all 3 of these builds. 4 from our rebirth or the college championship, but since we are in season 7, we are able to add 7 more extra badges, which means if you have been grinding all year, add 11 extra badges to each of these 3 builds. Now when it comes down to the takeovers, we do get the lockdown, playmaking, shot creating, as well as the slashing. So for my liking, I'm going to go with ankle breaking shots takeover being the shot creating, and then secondly, extreme clamps for the defensive end. Let's go ahead and check out the build name, and as y'all can see together again, we created the two-way scoring machine, and I'm liking the comparisons of John Wall as well as De'Aaron Fox. Now, we have one final build left over, and I probably saved the best build name for last, and what we're going to be making next is going to be called the one and only made out of the point guard position, multi-position defender. And with this build, we are able to get the slashing takeover, rim protecting, lockdown, as well as the glass cleaning, which in my opinion makes this the best all around and versatile multi-position defender on next gen. So let's go ahead and start with the build, putting it under the point guard position. From here, for the height, to be a true multi-position defender, make it at 6'8". For the weight, basing this off my preference, I'm going to go with 202, and the wingspan will be 7'4". Now, the body shape, I would go with defined or go with builds. Either one of these two is going to be a perfect match for the build name. Now, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of what we're going to be looking like for the finishing. So to start out with our close shot, we got to go ahead and put this to a 73. Then moving on to the driving layup, this is a crucial part about this build as well. So what I'm going to do is move this up to an 82. Then for the driving dunk, make sure that you do not go anything higher than being an 85. Finally, for the standing dunk, I'm going to go ahead and move this up to a 76, and we're able to maintain a good amount of badges out of this area. Once we go ahead and get into the shooting, go with the 72 mid-range shot. Then for the three-pointer, this is going to be maxed out, and that's going to give us a total of 20 shooting badges. Now for the free throw, to be able to take this build into any game mode, put this to a 68, then from there you're going to be solid. Now for the playmaking, go with the pass accuracy of 74. Ball handle is going to be maxed out, and then for the speed with ball, maxes out as well, and we're able to get 21 playmaking badges. Now once it comes down to the defensive end, I'm going to go with a maxed out interior defense. Once it comes down to the perimeter defense, go with an 86. As for the steal, I'm going to go with an 86 as well. And then finally, once we get into the block, what I'm going to do, go with an 89. Then for the offensive rebound, bring this up, and that's going to also bring up your defensive rebound. Go with the 69 for the offensive, and then finally for the defensive, go with a 91. Now we got the physicals to work with. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, max out the speed, acceleration, going to be a 74. Leave the strength at a 51. Make sure for the vertical to get the pro contact dunks, you do go with the 70 and then leave it off with a 90 stamina. And right here, we do get a total of 30 defensive badges, 21 when it comes down to the playmaking, 20 for the shooting, and then 24 for the finishing. Now, we do got these takeovers to look at, and I already told y'all what we're getting. So as you can see, like I said, the slashing, then also the lockdown, rim protecting, and the glass cleaning. So to be real with y'all, I would not consider the slashing takeover unless you're looking to be more competitive on the offensive end. But if you want to be more toxic, basing this off of my own preference, I would go with first, see the future takeover. Then secondly, I would consider between one extreme clamps takeover or paint intimidation. You can even go ahead and throw in stuff blocks if you wanted to, but I'm telling you, either of these takeovers is definitely going to be a solid lineup to go with. Let's check out the build name, and as y'all can see together, we created the point guard multi-position defender, man. And if you made it, man, thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all, and y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. If you enjoyed, man, go ahead and hit that like button. Be sure to go ahead and also comment down below, where did you tune in from today? And just know, again, man, thank you and welcome to being a part of the Rich Gang family. I love y'all and I thank y'all. And man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank you, God, for another opportunity, and Rich out.